Actually, in the last poll that we saw, it was Ted Cruz 51, Beto 46. So he was up by 5. And Beto is spending like a maniac. I think he's throwing everything he can in this last week.
So wait, for some reason when you started to say that, I was thinking 3. Is 5 the closest it's been?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
sorry. Oof.
It's the one we had the other day.
Yeah. All right. That's the one I know. Okay. Math is tough.
So, there's kind of an interesting story going on with Beto right now. The New York Times did a story about him and his father-in-law.
New York Times.
Yeah. It's interesting because Beto himself is worth about twice as much as Ted Cruz is. So if you're talking about, these rich white guys, one of them is, and one of them's not even a white guy. So it's fascinating. He's worth $9 million. Wow. His father-in-law is worth $20 billion.
Oh, boy.
$20 billion.
That's quite a bit.
Real estate mogul. And apparently he's had some issues when he was in El Paso of maybe, I don't know, trying to help out his dad with his politics.
Yeah. So what? There was a development that some investors were trying to make happen in downtown El Paso. And so doing that, they had to clear out
some low-income housing.
Right. And
which you wouldn't think Beto would want to do.
No. He's
that.
a man of the people, like the little people.
Oh, he's all about the little guy.
He's Beto. And so they showed up at a town hall about 10 years ago to voice their concern. And this went on for quite a while. And he was backed into a corner. Yeah.
And here's a little snippet of that. Here's what happened in part.
So she's speaking Spanish. She's saying, we're happy. Leave us alone.
And now you bought this new plan to the barrio. Yeah, but living in fear because they're going to lose their homes. There are a lot of people who are working very hard, he says, to frighten the people who live here. And you know who that is? Yes. It's your father-in-law. No, okay, that's your opinion.
She says it's your father-in-law that's doing this to us.
That's so great.
No, that's your opinion. Wait, it's my opinion that your father-in-law either is or he isn't. You don't remember who your father-in-law is, man? Come on.
That's amazing.
Come on, Beto.
So she has done more homework than he anticipated. He wasn't expecting her to know that he's doing this work for his father-in-law.
Yeah, and so he eventually, Beto, abstains from voting. And then before he is backed into a corner, ultimately, on this project, it just gets dropped. Why does the project get dropped, you may ask? Beto's off the hook. It's because the citizens of Texas, in the meantime, had voted to ban in Texas eminent domain for private purposes. And that's the only reason this thing fell through.
That's obviously what the resident there was worried about. She's worried about losing her home to eminent domain. And because he was going to come in and build this huge complex. And so that's her opinion, of course, that it's his father-in-law.
I mean, there's no way to prove that.
It's your opinion. I mean, just because I am married to that man's daughter
what a response.
Doesn't necessarily mean he's my father-in-law.
No, that's your opinion. I mean, you got to have a better answer ready to go than that, Beto. Golly.
Hypocrites.
Yeah. Boy, and he married into some wealth, you know.
He did.
You know,
he did. He's all set. That's why he doesn't care about the rest of humanity taking advantage of capitalism. He's going to slam the door shut in their faces.
I mean, this guy won't even share part of his campaign funds with other Democrats.
Unequivocally said no, he's not sharing that. Yeah. That's for him. That's for Texas. I'm doing that. I'm spending every penny on Spotify right now. So
he's not a sharer.
A guy who believes in wealth redistribution.
Yeah, you'd expect more, right?
You'd expect him to maybe share with some of his fellow Democrats. What, you don't care about regaining control of the House, for instance? Huh.
And I think that is I think that's the only daughter. By the way, the Beto, I think she's an only child.
Beto's wife?
Yeah, Beto's wife. So I think that it's theirs, you know, when he passes. So anyway,
well, he can't use it. It's illegal to use that for
yeah. Who cares?
For personal life stuff.
He's a rich white guy,
right? I know.
I mean, he's in the wrong party. I thought only rich white guys were Republicans, and I thought that the rich white guys only got their money from inheriting it, and in this case, marrying into it and inheriting it. So anyway, just Texas, don't screw this up. By the way, look at this. While you were speaking there, I found a new poll just came out. A UT Tyler poll shows the lead is down to 3.6 for Ted Cruz. Please, Texas.
That's an average, right?
No, this is the latest poll that just came out.
Well, that's
night.
better than the average then. If it's just one poll, I mean,
okay, well.
It's been as low as 1. And so if he's spending all of this money and he's only, of course, I mean, there's still some time. He could narrow the gap even more, but I hope not. I've already early voted, so.
Me too.
I'm done. I couldn't push the button hard enough for Ted Cruz. I almost broke through to the other side. I pushed that button so hard.
Oh, you're the reason why the line was so long.
Mm-hmm.
The machines were all.
Spent some real time with that.